Right, here's just sort of an explanation of the ratios of reactants to products. So, say you've got barium hydroxide dissociating into barium ions and hydroxide ions. So, the numbers out front refer to not a weight, but they refer to how many. You can also think of it as being a concentration, but in my mind, I think about them as how many things. So, here I have barium hydroxide, there's one thing. And then when it dissociates, it breaks apart. So you have one barium ion and you have two hydroxide ions. Now, don't think of it as weight, because if you start with 10, then maybe you have 5 of this and you'd have 5 of that. You have to, all together, you can't lose weight. So it has to go somewhere. Sometimes it goes into a gas or other things, but if you start with 10 weight, you got to end with 10 weight. But if you're counting things, like say if we're thinking about bikes, so here's a frame of a bike, maybe. Okay, so I have a frame and I've got two wheels. So when I break it apart, I've got the frame, right? And then I have two wheels here. So we're just talking about counting things. So here I have one frame, but on this side on this side I have one bike. Here I've got one frame, and here we've got two wheels. Uh, if you think about weight, the bike has to be the same, right? If you weigh the bike with the frame and the wheels, it's got to be the same as weighing the bike with the frame or with the wheels. But these numbers are up here aren't talking about weight. They're talking about how many things. So if I have one bike, it splits into one frame and two wheels. If I have one barium hydroxide, it splits into one barium ion, and you've got two hydroxide ions. Hopefully that helps. I guess you could think of these in terms of concentration too. So if I have this bike in a bin, I have a certain concentration, right? I have one in, say, the volume of the thing is 100. So I've got one in 100. That's my concentration. Now, if I break the bike apart, then in my bin over here, I still have this volume of 100. Here, the volume of frames is 1 out of 100, but the volume or the concentration of the wheels is 2 over 100. Again, they still weigh the same thing. It's just you have more wheels when they're separated than you do frames.